My name is Sofia Drakos, and I'm going to be completing the Biotechnology Scenario Skill 1. It's my first day as a lab technician at the HOSA laboratory. My employer wants to test the accuracy of my pipetting skills. Now, I will prepare 3 500 milliliter samples. First, I will sanitize. Then, I will put my gloves on. Now, I will put my goggles on. I have 3 microcentrifuge tubes, one labeled P1000, P200, and TP. Now, I will weigh them and record the mass. My P200 weighs 0.993 grams. My P1000 weighs 0.998 grams. Lastly, I will record the mass of my TP, which is 0.994 grams. Now I will do my first sample. I have my 20 to 200 microliter micropipette, and I'm going to set it to 200 micrometers. Now it is set to 200 micrometers. Now I will place the appropriate tip on it. Now I am going to transfer 500 milliliters of liquid into the microcentrifuge tube. First, I will be going to first stop, then I will place the tip into the liquid and collect 200 milliliters of liquid. Now that I have 200 micrometers of liquid, I'm going to transfer it into the microcentrifuge tube. I went to first stop and second stop to make sure I have transferred all the liquid. Now I am going to repeat that step. I go to first stop, place it into the liquid, and transfer 200 micrometers into the microcentrifuge tube. I went to first stop and second stop to make sure I have collected all the liquid. Now, I will set my micropipette into 100 micrometers. Now it is set to 100 micrometers. Now I will go to first stop, place the tip into the liquid, and collect 100 micrometers of liquid. Then I will transfer it into the microcentrifuge tube. I will go to first stop and second stop to make sure I have collected all the liquid. Now I will shut my microcentrifuge tube tightly and discard my micropipette tip. Next, I will be using the 100 to 1000 micrometer micropipette, and I will have it set to 500 micrometers. Now I will place the appropriate tip onto my micropipette. I am going to transfer 500 micrometers of liquid into my microcentrifuge tube labeled P1000. I will go to first stop, place the tip into the water, and collect 500 micrometers. Then, I would transfer it into the microcentrifuge tube. I will go to first stop and second stop to make sure I have collected all the liquid. I will close this tightly and and dispose of the micropipette tip. Lastly, I will be using a transfer pipette to transfer 500 micrometers of liquid. Now that I have 500 micrometers, I am going to transfer it. Now I will dispose of my transfer pipette, and I will close this tightly. Now I am going to weigh the mass of my tube with the liquid. First, I will do the P200 microcentrifuge tube, which weighs 1,500 grams. Then, I will weigh the P1000 microcentrifuge tube, which weighs to 1,503 grams. Lastly, I will weigh my TP microcentrifuge tube, which is 1,528 grams. Now I will calculate the mass of my liquid for each sample. Sample 1 is 1,500 grams minus 0,993 grams, which is equal to 0,507 grams. Now I will do my second sample, which is 1,503 grams minus 0,998 grams, which is equal to 0,505 grams. Lastly, I would do my third sample, which is 1,528 grams minus 0,994 grams, which is equal to 0,534 grams. Now I am going to clean up my area. I am going to dispose of my 3 microcentrifuge tubes and disinfect my area. I am going to dispose of the liquid and remove my PPE. Lastly, I'm going to hand sanitize.